Hi, Brittany. Week one, assignment three, your running assignment. All right, so your interpretation was pretty simple. First thing that came to mind when you read the assignment was a criminal. However, I didn't know how to capture that. So the next thing that comes to mind was a country road and shoes and a track. So for those of you to take pictures of, first I drove out to the country and took the road photos with my old running shoes. Next, I took to the chalk and made a start line. Every runner needs a starting line, and who was a child never had races? Yeah, exactly. Last, I went to your stepdad's team's basketball game at my old high school, so I captured some photos of the indoor track the best I could. Okay, good. So, in terms of the first part of you thought of a criminal and didn't know how to capture that. So, right off the bat, the first thing I thought of when I read that is, okay, what do I think of when I think criminal? I think the stereotypical black hoodie, the dark character sneaking around at night. So maybe it's something as simple as somebody that a model, dressed all in black with the hood pulled over their head, and using a slow shutter speed as they run by to kind of convey a sense of motion. That we kind of associate the criminals as soon as the police start to chase them, they haul butt and start running away. So something like that. All right, so let's take a look at your critique image here. All right, so we have a wonderful feeling of texture here in the blacktop. You can see some cracks going on. Great shallow depth of field. The shoes are there, but they kind of get lost in the background here. I might move them to maybe right around in here where they're a little bit bigger. We can see them a little bit more, but they're just starting to fall out of focus. Whereas if you move them right there, then you're going to have to adjust to get them out of the very center, maybe slide the camera up a little bit, but something like that. Make the shoes a little bit more prominent, because without actually reading your statement, you might not even realize they're shoes at first. All right, let's take a look at your other images. Some really good use of texture going on here in your images. So we've got the starting line. Kind of be careful with text, because a lot of times that's the first thing and sometimes the only thing the viewer's eye gets drawn to. But I like how you're incorporating the shoes in with it as well, so it's not just the chalk starting line. So here we have the shoes hanging from a light fixture. So the other thing we notice is your first page metadata. Great. We get to the second page and it drops off. So that's not that uncommon occurrence. I'm going to show you how to fix that in just a minute, as soon as we're done talking about these. So there's the indoor track. I think this works really, really well. Very strong use of line. Some good exposure. The color balance is spot on. So I think that works. Do we get any? No. Maybe even try some of these incorporating the shoes, like maybe a pair of shoes here, or shoes up in here, but try the shoes in addition to the indoor track, the shoes as well. All right, so the metadata that falls off. I'm going to open up Lightroom. I've got the 3 image contact sheet of mine opened up, and you can see kind of where it's very limited, but I know I incorporated all the required metadata. So come over here under where it says image settings, and you see where it says stroke border and a checkbox. Check it, and then decheck it or uncheck it, and you can see suddenly then all the metadata pops in. Why it does this, I don't know. I think it's a bug with Lightroom that maybe hasn't just been figured out. But what I typically suggest doing is before you export your contact sheets, just kind of check that off and on a couple times just to make sure that this page, as well as all the rest, it gets incorporated into it. And hopefully that helps. All right, back over to here. All right, so yeah, I think, like I said, the critique image looks good. Just try moving the shoes down a little bit. I think also maybe it's a little bit overexposed, a little bit blown out. I would try tweaking the exposure just a little bit, either while you're out in the field shooting, do a little bit of bracketing, or else you can tweak it in Lightroom or in Photoshop. So hopefully that helps. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate in shooting me an email. Hi, Susan. Week 1, assignment 3, your running assignment. Okay, so this is the most difficult assignment that I've had in a long time. The concept was simple, but the process to get the final product was nearly impossible. Isn't that always the way? You always have these great ideas, but then it's like, oh God, how do I actually do that? And that's where it kind of separates the people who have this incredible passion for it, and they, no matter what, they're going to get it done. And I think, from what I can see, is you're one of them. And so, reading the book cover, I pictured a woman running around the world, not just in the cities, but through the countryside as well. You live in the country, you want to showcase that. Model and grab your model and headed for a remote part of the nearby town where the roads are gravel. Thoroughly prepared for the shoot, spending nearly 3 hours for the actual shoot, taking more than 200. Good. I've read my composition quite a bit in order to use the text and not change the color of the text. Majority of your photos are not used. Oh, that's too bad. So, all right, let's take a look at your image and your contact sheets here. So, running for my life, a personal history. I think it works. So the color is really nice. The color of the sky, the color of her jogging pants here, and even the peach-colored blouse and the purple laces play off of each other very nicely. So I think it definitely works. The interesting thing was the pattern that's going on the pants here. It almost has this feeling of motion going to it. It's like an optical illusion. It kind of feels like the legs are kind of a little bit on the blurry side from the motion that's going on. So I think it works. So I want to take a look at your contact sheets because there's one in there that I think is spectacular. So it's a book. It's a memoir. We don't obviously know the author at all, and maybe wanted to make it a little bit more anonymous in terms of the model, so that we can look at the book and maybe place ourselves in their position and think, yeah, that could be me. So going through your images here, the one that I came to and stopped on was this one here. I love that shot. The only thing I don't love about it is the model is right in the dead center, but I love the elevated pathway coming through here. The trees with no leaves. It's kind of signifying almost like a symbolic feeling of death, of life, of the life cycle. The winter time is very symbolic for the end of the life cycle. We think about spring, summer, winter, fall. We go the beginning of life, like birth, spring, winter, the death, the spring, the kind of the mid-range, the summertime, middle age, and fall being old age. And with this here, I also love the reflection of the sky in the water. There's a wonderful blue feeling, long shadows. I think it's a very dramatic photo. It's a little bit on the overexposed side, a little bit blown out. That can be tweaked just in Lightroom and Photoshop and bringing that down just a little bit. But I really like that image. I think it would work great as a book cover. In terms of the color of the text, that's something that's easily changed. That could be made white and put right down in here, or it could be maybe made red or put down in there. But it's something that's easy to work with. All right, so going through and looking at your other images. You're doing a great job of doing different variations of them, of different shots, of different settings. We have the water in some of them. We have just the stone and gravel path in others. The other thing I might suggest trying is you're shooting them all from pretty much the same angle, kind of just probably holding the camera right up to your eye and shooting them that way. Try getting down on the ground and shooting upwards. That's going to give the subject a very powerful feel. Or if you can get up above them and shoot down, it kind of makes them feel not quite as powerful. So give that a shot. Try playing around with some different shutter speeds, like slower shutter speeds, to convey a sense of movement. Make sure you're on a tripod, and then everything will be tack sharp, except the runner will be kind of blurry going by. So give that a shot, see what you think. So hopefully this helped. If you have any questions at all, please don't hesitate to shoot me an email. Hi, Amber. Week 1, assignment 3, you're running assignments. So you had an immediate feeling of dread. Oh, that's not good. Don't stress over these assignments. I mean, they're designed to be fun, for you to enjoy doing it. Are they going to be challenging? Yep, sure are. As I can guarantee you, when you get out there and you get a client, it's not going to be, I want you to take a picture of my my dog sitting right there, or I want to take a picture of my baby sitting there, or a picture of this widget sitting there. It's going to be they have some very specific desires and needs and wants, and it's going to be up to you to really tap into your creativity and figure out how to showcase whatever it is they want photographed. After watching the video tutorial, a bit more confident. Good, that's what they're there for. Took a literal approach. Don't be afraid to take a much more figurative and creative approach. We're really looking for you to start working conceptually. Husband enjoys running. He struggled with the indoor lighting. Okay, so here's what I want you to do. Grab one of those sneakers that we see in your critique image. Here, let me show you. Right there. Grab one of these. And what I want you to do is take it into your kitchen or wherever and put it on the ground and photograph it with the lights on and see what it looks like. Well, actually, don't see what. Just photograph it indoors in the kitchen with the overhead lights and all that. Then take it outside and, obviously not when it's raining or snowing, but photograph it outside. It can be in direct sunlight. It could be over next to a bush or where have you. Then what I want you to do is take it inside, get yourself, hopefully you have a nice big window or even a sliding glass door, and make sure that it's not direct sunlight blasting through it. Ideally, a north-facing window would be the best. And set it up, if you get yourself a little table, set it up on the table right next to the window and photograph it. I don't want you to shoot into the window, but put it next to the window, so kind of put your shoulder up against the windowsill and then shoot parallel to it. So you have all this wonderful window light coming in and illuminating the sneaker. Then go back over to your computer, pull up the 3 images, and see all at once the different kind of light that's available. Because you're going to be amazed at the quality of just plain old window light. I know I am each and every time I use it. All right, so we have the shoes here. Great feeling of texture coming through here in the mesh kind of band. We have the line of the side here, and even the line of the rubber of the tread. And I think it works. Everybody who looks at this knows that this is a tennis shoe. So we kind of go up then to your rest of your contact sheets. Yeah, the exposures are kind of all over the place. Some of them are dead on. Some of them are underexposed. Just do some bracketing while you're shooting. You've got these digital cards that you can erase and reuse. So don't be afraid to bracket every shot if you want to. And that way you'll know that you get the perfect exposure or darn close to it each and every time. So contact sheets look good. You got all the required metadata going on in them. So all in all, I think you did a good job. Like I said, just don't get down on yourself and just try the different lighting situations, and it's going to make a world of difference. So if you have any questions at all, please don't hesitate in shooting me an email.